Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me and watching on the YouTube channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Also, check out that new article I just had out on The Athletic on fantasy, the top 5 free agent boost. I believe I had Mike Davis as number one, the number one free agent boost in fantasy, going from a backup or a part-time role in Carolina to Atlanta, where he will have the predominance of the carries in an offense that, if Arthur Smith is smart, he will mimic some of the things he did in Tennessee, taking a little more pressure off of Matt Ryan and allowing him to thrive at his optimal in his older age. So go and check that out on The Athletic. If you haven't subscribed to The Athletic, make sure you subscribe to The Athletic and come and support me over there, fantasy and in sports betting, as that begins to pick up again now that we are literally days away from college football being back. I don't understand the milk crate challenge. I'm going to be honest with you. I've never even watched one, but I figured out what's going on just by listening to what people are saying or hearing people message. And here's what I'll say about people in general. We're dumb. As a people, we are dumb. There is nothing about a milk crate table. Now, I'm going to go on record as saying that when I was a kid, we used to use milk crates in many different ways. We used to use milk crates to hold up beds. You would pack them with books or paper or other heavy things to make them heavy. You'd stack them up by 2, and then you'd put a bed on top of it. You'd secure it with string or something to make sure the bed didn't slide. But we didn't use it to climb. We didn't climb milk crates. We used milk crates. We would cut the hole out the bottom and nail them up on light poles and use them as basketball rims in Chicago. But we never stood on them or tried to climb them. The fascination with people doing some of the dumbest stuff I've ever seen, it's essentially what makes us human. The thing that makes us smart is the same thing that makes us dumb, and that's curiosity. Curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity is what gets us in trouble. Hey, I wonder what happens when I put this liquid with this liquid. Oh, it makes this toxic film. Oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, I'm dead. That's what we do. Our curiosity leads to breakthroughs, but our curiosity also allows us to have ridiculous stuff like the milk crate challenge. Things like the milk crate challenge are the reason that YouTube exists. I used to say that YouTube was created off the backs of drunk white men. That was my thing. YouTube was created off the backs of drunk white men doing really stupid things for everybody else's entertainment. Now we've all adopted it. Let's all do really stupid stuff and see what happens. What is going on with people? Milk crate challenge? Can we go back to the silhouette challenge? Can we go back to the don't rush challenge? You know what? Go back to the challenges where we get to look good. Don't go to these challenges where go back to the Kiki challenge. At least that was entertaining. I don't find entertainment in other people's misery. And if you do, then that's a you problem. You should really check yourself. If you find entertainment in other people doing stupid stuff that ultimately gets them hurt, that's a you problem. Again, I say that's why Jackass exists. So there you go. Johnny Knoxville wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for people being into other people harming themselves. I just don't get it. Another thing that I don't get is while watching the NFL preseason, all of these teams who are marginal with quarterbacks who have a lot of questions deciding not to play their quarterbacks. I don't understand it. You don't get better without live reps. And I don't care what anybody tells you. I've been to NFL practices. I've been to more than I can count. Those are not live reps. Those periods where they're going, quote unquote, live, the quarterback has no stakes. Nobody's bringing the quarterback down to the ground during those reps. And until the quarterback feels the heat of I'm actually going to get hit and hit hard, it is impossible. You hear me? Impossible for them to really understand and flow within the game. It doesn't matter how many reps they take in practice until you put live bullets around them, they never know how to react. Even the greats struggled. There's a reason why Tom Brady did a whole bunch of handing off in his first few years. They wanted to make him comfortable. Then once he had a bunch of live reps, guess what? Turn him loose. There's a reason why Peyton Manning threw so many interceptions early on. Those live bullets were real. Those live bullets were something that you can't get by. So if you don't give your quarterback live reps and your quarterback has question marks, when you get to game one of this now 17-game season, guess what your quarterback's going to have? Your quarterback's still going to have questions with no answers in sight, because now you're not just going to get the second teamers and the third teamers. You're getting ones running at you, ones who are looking for contract extensions, ones who are trying to make sure they keep their current job, ones who are trying to move up the ladder. You're not going to get 2s and 3s and 4s who will not even be on the team in another 2 weeks, or hell, in another 2 days when they make this next roster cut. If you don't give your quarterback live reps, where there's consequences on the line, then you are not helping your quarterback. It's that simple. I look down at Carolina, Sam Darnold barely getting snaps. Really? Sam Darnold? Since when did Sam Darnold become the guy we could just save for the regular season? What has Sam Darnold done that has told Carolina, oh, well, he's ready to go? Because he doesn't have any live reps that tells us that he can be that guy for a full season at an elite level. And that's what you're looking for when you pay a guy $20+ million. In New York, with the Jets, you're seeing some Zach Wilson, but not enough, in my opinion. This dude played at BYU versus meh competition. He only had one good season. And in his one game versus a really tough opponent during the regular season, which, by the way, that really tough opponent, Coastal Carolina, he played poorly. I need to see more reps. How is Justin Fields not out there more? We already know what Andy Dalton can do. We've seen him do it forever. He does not make anything happen that's not supposed to happen. Justin Fields needs to be out there. Trevor Lawrence has looked awful. He should be playing the dang near entire game if that's your number one guy. Drew Lock. If Drew Lock's your guy, Drew Lock should be playing more snaps. I personally don't think Drew Lock should be your guy. I think Teddy Bridgewater should be your guy. That's why every time he's on the field, you score either a touchdown or a field goal. Mostly touchdowns. It's been Denver, you're welcome. But if Drew Lock's supposed to be your guy, you got to give him more reps. These guys that have question marks, You can't afford to just sit back and just allow them to get a series, 2 series, 3 series. You got to get them out there. You got to have them playing. You're breaking in new receivers. You got to have them playing. You're trying to see if they've improved. In order to improve, they got to have live bullets. You have to stop babying these guys. You have to stop coddling these guys. You can't play football worried about injuries. You put your offensive line out there in front of them, and you say, offensive line, this is your guy. So when he's in there, you're in there. Play him for a half. Play him for 3 quarters. Play him until you get enough on film to say, all right, we've seen what we need to see. But playing Tua for a quarter and a half does Tua no good. Tua needs live reps. We can go on. We can go on all around the league. Mac Jones, he needs live reps. So when you take Cam Newton out and you put Mac Jones in, Mac Jones should be rocking for the rest of the game. What are you people doing? I don't, as a coach, I don't understand it. As a talent evaluator, I don't understand it. If you have questions about quarterbacks and whether or not they can get the job done for you, the preseason is the time where you can get those guys live reps under low consequences. If you lose a preseason game, nobody cares. Look at the Bucs. The Bucs are getting the heads knocked in the preseason. Nobody cares. Everybody understands it. Now, in terms of what some of these backup quarterbacks bring to the table, oh my gosh, they are awful. Some of these backup and again, when we say awful, keep in mind, we're talking about awful by NFL standards. Clearly, all of these quarterbacks are better than me. They've all reached a higher level in football than I did. That's not the question. But we're talking about guys who were never that good in college, all of a sudden populating rosters as backup quarterbacks. You dudes better pray your starting quarterbacks don't get hurt. In Tampa Bay, they have sold out to Tom Brady, because if Brady goes down, those guys they have behind Brady are absolutely terrible. Ryan Griffin's been in the league for how long? He's been with the Bucs for how long? He still hasn't yet to look good. Wow. Absolutely wow. That's all I can say to it. If you have a quarterback that has questions and you're not getting answers in the preseason, then you're going to waste regular season games getting answers, and it's probably going to cost you games. Doesn't make much sense to me. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me. We do these things a few times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you're joining me on my YouTube channel, like, subscribe. We'll see you later. Peace.